Hi guys, that Cat Mommy here, and today I want to talk with you about SureFeed. I'm going to show you guys exactly what this product does, but first I want to tell you how it saved the day. So we had a cat that had been diagnosed with intestinal issues, and because of that, it had to use a veterinary pro plan food, which was very, very expensive. It was much more expensive than the cat food that we were buying before. Now, we have two cats, and so we wanted one of our cats to be able to eat the food that he needed while being able to give the other cat the same exact cat food that it had before and keeping it on its routine. So the vet suggest I was waking up, just to tell you guys a little story, I was waking up in the morning to feed them and having to put one in one room and watch what one fed and then swap them out, and so I could really monitor how much food he was eating, because that was important too. I needed to see how much was he eating versus how much was his brother eating. And so it was a nightmare. I was waking up, like I said, in the middle of the night or in the morning time, and having to separate them and then trying to go back to sleep because they get fed 3 times a day, and it just wasn't convenient. I couldn't just set it out and leave it with the old food bowls that we were using. So the vet actually suggested that we buy the SureFeed, and it was going to help us. So basically what the SureFeed feeder does is gives them it knows which cat is able to eat out of which dish. And so you can either use multiple of these. We actually bought two, one for one of our cats and one for the other one, because we have two cats. And it'll know when the right cat approaches the feeder. And I'll show you guys how that works in a second. And the way that it knows is because you get these little tags which can go on their collars. And when the tag approaches the feeder, it will open. And if the wrong tag approaches the feeder, it will stay closed, which was pretty cool and very easy to figure out how much each of the cats were eating. And again, you may only need one. And this also is great if you have one cat that likes to gobble up food and one cat that maybe doesn't have the opportunity to eat a lot of the food because the other cat is gobbling it up, which was another issue that we have. We have one cat that likes to overeat, another cat that didn't get as much of the food. So it was a real problem for us. And this really fixed it because it knows which kitty is approaching the dish. And I'll show you guys how that works.
So here you can see me pushing the button on the back, which is how you use it to feed the cats, and then you can push the button again to close it, which makes it super convenient so you don't have to have the collars to do that. And then you see this is Boo Bear approaching the feeder. His tag does not match this machine, so he cannot get into it. Do not worry, the treats that I put in there, we gave Boo Bear some treats off to the side, so he did get some, so don't feel bad for him. And then you can see feet approaching with the appropriate tagged collar and the machine opening fine for him. And this works. You can do it in stages, again, where it'll close a little bit slower and a little bit faster. We don't have aggressive kitties that bum rush our feeders. You may have some issues if you do that, if you do have cats like that, so you might want to move the feeder for your timid kitty or your special diet kitty to another location where you maybe mass feed your other cats, or have it separated a little bit. And you will see that once he walks away from the feeder, he does need to completely clear the feeder gate before it starts to close. And then he's actually going to poke his tail in, which stops the feeder so it won't smash kitty, and then it closes. Pretty cool.
So pretty cool feature. The cats cannot get into it. Now you might be wondering, will my cat use this? Our cats are food motivated. They are extremely food motivated. And so we didn't have to spend a lot of time training them how to use this. They just automatically wanted to get to the food. They were like, the food's in there. I got it. No problem, Mom. They do have instructions on how you can intro your kitties to it if they're a little skittish, which is something that you can do. Basically what we did was we left it open like this, where the lid is not closed, and we let the cats eat out of it for like a day, and then we started closing it where they had to go with the collar, and they caught on immediately. Now again, my cats are food motivated. If you have a cat that's not food motivated, that might be an issue for you. Now another cool feature about this particular feeder is if your cat is microchipped, then you can actually set the microchip to know which cat is approaching the feeder, so you wouldn't need to use the tags. Our cats aren't microchipped, they're city cats. We live in an apartment. I mean, if they were to get out, it would be like some Houdini craziness. And when they were little, long story, but we didn't get a microchip then either. But that's a story for another day. But I'm not against microchipping. Our cats haven't had it at this point in their life. There's really absolutely no reason that they need it. They're not going to get out. And so this seemed to work for us. Our cats do wear collars. One of them does, because he has to have a bell on his collar because his brother needs to hear him coming, because his brother likes to hunt him. And so we needed a way for the one cat that's being hunted to be alerted when he was fixing to get pounced on. So one of our cats does wear a collar with a bell for that reason. Anyways, this also helps when we have one cat going to the vet and maybe its vet appointment requires that it not eat before it goes to the vet. That's a common thing that we have to do with our one cat that does have cancer. He has to go for chemo appointments and he can't eat before those. And so we didn't want to just not let the other cat eat. So basically what we would do is we would put the one cat that can eat food in its particular food bowl, and then we just would put nothing in the cat that couldn't eat, which was kind of sad for the cat that had to go to the vet, but at least our other cat was eating. And then when he got home, of course, he got lots of treats and lots of food, and he was good to go. But it does help with that. Now, the standard form of this, okay, it comes with this the actual SureFeed machine, which is ran by batteries. We haven't had to replace those batteries, so it doesn't use a lot of battery power, and we've had it for a year, over a year maybe. So we've had it for quite a while, but it does run on batteries. It doesn't use a lot of energy. It comes with two bowls, one bowl like this and then one bowl like this if you wanted dry and wet or just wet. We use these interchangeably. Sometimes we'll put wet in both of them. The boys don't seem to mind either one, but it comes with the standard gray, and then it comes with the standard gray mat as well. You can get super fancy with it, which is also helpful if you have multiple cats and you're trying to figure out like which one needs what food, or which one needs more dry food or more wet food or more whatever. You can color customize them, and so we actually bought colors that match their collars. So Boo Bear's is green, and he has the green mat and the green bowl, and Feet's collar is blue, and so he has the blue mat and the blue bowl. That also came in super handy whenever we went out of town. We have a pet sitter that comes to the house twice a day. She wasn't having to figure out which cat feeder belonged to which cat because of the color was exactly the same. And I believe they have a pink. I believe your options are blue, green, and pink, and that's like the only options you have. And so obviously I went with the green and the blue, but for me, for lack of anything else, nothing else worked quite as well as the SureFeeder for what I needed it for. So if you have a kitty that's gobbling up all of your kitty's food, you have a kitty that has dietary restrictions, anything like that, you're gonna want to get one of these. It really cuts down on the frustration, because the only other option is to literally separate them while they're eating, which takes up so much time. Like, this was such a time saver and such a like I could sleep at night saver. For me, I thought it was amazing. Also because it closes after, it tends to keep the wet food a little bit fresher. So, and it's literally seconds, as you guys have seen on the tape, between when each one tries to go in. So like there's no way these sides here protect another kitty from like getting in there and trying to eat, and by the time the other cat has pulled its head out, this flap is already coming down. Super efficient, super works, totally saved my sanity. So I hope if you guys are watching this, you will get some value out of it. You can click the link below this video to get over to the ones that I bought. It also is going to have listed all the different tools for you. You guys can have it delivered to your home, and I hope it saves you guys some trouble, some headache, and it helps your kitties out as well. Thanks guys for watching this video. If you like what you see, make sure to drop me a comment. I would love to hear what you guys think. Do you guys have one of these? Have you used this before? Do you think you might want to try it? Does it sound like a cool idea? Do you have a kitty with an eating problem that this might help? Let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, you have to let me know by giving it a like. That's the only way I know what kind of content to keep creating for you guys. And if you got value out of it and might know another cat mom that might be struggling, make sure you hit that share button and share it with somebody else. Also, if you want more content from me, make sure you click the subscribe button and hit the bell to get notified when I release new videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until I see you next time, remember to keep living your most perfect life.